Hi guys, welcome back to Spice Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you're joining us for the first time, please kindly subscribe and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Now, my country people, you see the rising conflicts between herders and farmer clashes in Nigeria. It has become a vicious circle that really needs to end. That's why the IPOB has resisted any attempt on allocating land for ranching, mostly in the southeast region of Nigeria, and they vowed, in fact they've made some certain statements warning southeast governors not to dare allocate lands to herdsmen. And at this point, the indigenous people of Biafra has vowed that it would never allow governors in the southeast region to allocate their lands to herdsmen as advised by President Bola Tinubu. It was reported recently that President Tinubu had urged 36 state governors to provide grazing lands for herdsmen, stressing that the provision of grazing lands for these herdsmen, these herders, would end the violent clashes between farmers and herders and the loss of lives and farm produce. He had also asked the governors to pay wage awards to workers to relieve the substantial population of hunger and hardship. Meanwhile, IPOB, in a statement issued by its media and publicity secretary, Emma Powerful, had rejected the president's directives to the governors, saying that there would be no land for Fulani, for Ruga and ranches in the southeast. At this point, the IPOB movement, the IPOB family are saying no. They are not in support of any selling of any part of their ancestral lands to, these Fulanis, which they have tagged as dangerous people for whatever reason. So the southeast region has no lands for these guys for whatever purpose. And the people of this region, are mostly farmers, are mostly pastoralists, and that lands in the region are barely sufficient for the people of the region to farm for themselves and to rear their livestock, let alone, giving out some to these herdsmen. And the north has the north has the largest landmass, so they can as well give some part of the northern region's land to these guys, but definitely not in the southeast and not in the south-south. So IPOB have called on all governors in the southeast and the south-south not to surrender any of their lands, any of their ancestral lands to these herders by obeying the political call to give lands to, these guys for Ruga and ranching. The Igbo and IPOB in general have stood their ground on resisting any governor who dares to sell any land to these guys for whatever purpose. And the ancestral lands, yes, belongs to the people, not the governors. Ndị Igbo and IPOB in general have stood their grounds on resisting anyone that dares to sell their lands to these herders for whatever purpose. Because according to them, these lands belongs to their forefathers, and definitely IPOB will not spare any governor whatsoever who tries to sell lands to these guys for whatever purpose. Even if the governor is intimidated to give the lands to these herders, the ESN and IPOB will make sure these herders do not settle in any part of the region, as it has caused a lot of troubles amongst them in the past, and they wouldn't want history to repeat itself again. So they've shunned the idea of cattle ranches establishment in any part of the zone. Yes, there would be no herders ranching or herders camp under the name of cattle ranch in the southeast region of Nigeria, because according to them, these guys are jihadists and they are not ready to give away their ancestral lands to these guys due to the governor's political interest or as compensation to them. So Ndị Igbo have vowed never to allow this thing to come, these people to come to their region and take their lands from them. Now guys, this is really, really serious. But then Nigerians have reacted. History should not repeat itself once more. They should accept their subjects and citizens' plea than giving out a portion that shall wage war in years to come. This is an awesome idea. The Southerners will leave the North too, and everyone will be in peace. We are also warning the Southeast not to contest for president because even though they win, they can never be sworn in as president of Nigeria. Okay, the real controller of the region has spoken and the governors should listen. Long live Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. God bless Biafrans and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu all the way. Well, at this point, we move. We are waiting for them. Anything we see, we clear off the road. Okay, guys, these are reactions from Nigerians. Now, the big question on everyone's mind would be, when will the Nigeria's farmers ever be safe? Because these guys are out for blood. I mean, they bring in their cattle to people's land, eating people's crops, eating people's farm produce, and anyone who dares to challenge them will surely meet their untimely end. And a lot of people have seen this conflict, to be more deadlier than Boko Haram insurgency and all. So over time, this fighting between farmer and herders in Nigeria has taken the lives of so many people than the attacks of insurgents, and this has been a long-lasting problem in Nigeria, and the government have tried to bring an end to this crisis or to even prevent this crisis from escalating. And I feel the government at the state level would do, more of strengthening security, yes, for farmers to put an end to this conflict. It would really go a long way. So guys, this is not a new challenge. Nigeria is home to so many violent conflicts, one of which is this particular farmer-herder conflict that has, really posed severe security challenges in the country. And the violence in Nigeria between this farmer and herder, has taken the lives of so many people, and the government really needs to do something about it. So IPOB are saying they won't condone any form of, the Southeast governors giving lands, allocating land to these herdsmen. They have vowed to resist anyone, be it the governor or any senator, whatsoever, traditional rulers, monarchs in the Southeast region. They would resist anyone. So guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comment section. Thank you.